You ever had a gut feeling that maybe you were meant for more, but you weren't really sure what the next best steps were to achieve it? Me too. So what's your more? What's your destination? And I'm not talking about just more money or more things. I'm also talking about more love, more joy, more choice, more balance, more trust. What's your more?
Life is not easy. It is not. Don't try to make it that way. Life's not fair. It never was. It isn't now, and it won't ever be. Do not fall into the trap, the entitlement trap, of feeling like you're a victim. You are not. Get over it. Get on it.
Stop waiting for life to be easy. Stop hoping for somebody to save you. You don't need another person lying to you. Things don't all add up, but you're resilient. Face some hard facts and you could have an incredible life.
Many times I was laughed at and not believed in, but you know what? Nothing external can defeat the internal. The only thing that can take someone down or break you down is internal. Nothing external is strong enough. It's just about making sure your internal dialogue and your internal belief in yourself is strong enough that it can withstand the external. The external is there. You've got to accept it. You've got to embrace it. You've got to understand it and be aware of it. But don't let it seep into your internal dialogue.
If you want to be the best of the best, if you want to survive no matter what happens, if you want to thrive no matter what happens, you can't second guess yourself. I can't gamble on you if you're not willing to gamble on yourself. I can't trust you unless you trust yourself. You're asking me to be honest with you. When was the last time you were honest with yourself? There's always a reason. If your business is not thriving, there's a reason. If your relationship is not thriving, there's a reason. And you know what the crazy thing is? Everybody in this room knows exactly what that reason is. But you won't have that honest conversation with yourself. But you tell everybody else, be honest with me. Everybody wants somebody to be honest with them until it's time to be honest.
You have to fight the war against yourself. Now, it's not easy to look in the mirror and to change your own life. It's hard as hell. You have to take responsibility. You have to learn new things. You have to feel uncomfortable. Good, because discomfort is how we grow. That's how we become strong. If you run away from discomfort and resistance your whole life, you will always be weak. You know something? Your mind and your character are no different than your body and your muscles. If you want to grow as a person, you really have to make friends with pain. Embrace the discomfort. Enjoy the struggle. You have two paths in front of you right now. One of them is going to be the harder one. It's going to be downright painful. You will have to force your brain to think in new ways. You may lose some friends who want to hold on to their weak beliefs. But as you pull yourself away from that anger and that hate, eventually you will start to feel empowered. You will realize that you have the greatest power of all, the power to change your own life. You will be stronger than you've ever known.
Nobody devotes their life to something anymore. It's temporary. Even jobs. Nobody stays with one job. We all float around to different jobs. So I think everybody has a temporary attitude. Temporary. We never knew what temporary was. When I was a little kid and decided to go into bodybuilding, if I'm not going to be a priest, I'm going to do this. I'm going to give it that much of my life meaning, my life devotion. Okay? And that's what the results were. When you give that much to something, you get a lot back. And I did.
You should be a monster. You know, because everyone says, well, you should be harmless, virtuous. You shouldn't do anyone any harm. You should sheath your competitive instinct. You shouldn't try to win. You know, you don't want to be too aggressive. You don't want to be too assertive. You want to take a back seat and all of that. It's like, no, wrong. You should be a monster, an absolute monster. And then you should learn how to control it.
There's a secret to being unstoppable.
You gotta show up every day.
All the energy and fuel you need is right in yourself.
Do something hard. I want you to step out of your comfort zone. I want you to challenge yourself.
And find drive in your own doubt, fear, insecurities. You become very unstoppable.
In order to be successful, you have to find out what makes you excited, what makes you want to get up each morning and go to work. You have to find it. If you love what you do and dedicate yourself to your work, then you will gain momentum. The word momentum. You will gain that momentum, and each success will create another success.
A lot of times you have to learn to perform without motivation. You have to learn to perform without purpose. And that's what people think. They think I need to have this motivation to work out, to study, to be better. So if they don't have it, they just don't find it. And that's where you fail. You have to want it. You have to want to be better.
Obsession is going to be talent every time. You got all the talent in the world, but are you obsessed?
You gotta want it as bad as you want to breathe.
When you get to the point where all you want to do is be successful as bad as you want to breathe, then you'll be successful.
Expect big things. Think big. Think big. You can do it. You can do it. Why can't I do it? Take a little bit of piece at a time, have daily goals, monthly goals. But you can make it happen. It can happen. What's impossible in your life, go after that. Have that. Go after what's impossible.
Everybody that doesn't believe in us, f*** off. We're going to go out. We're going to become the best version of ourselves. We're going to inspire others to win. And because of us, this world will change.
The way you build confidence is by keeping the promises to yourself. When you set that alarm tonight for tomorrow morning, I want you to promise yourself that you're going to be a fighter jet and not hit that snooze button. Because I'll tell you this, when you hit that snooze button every morning, you think, oh, it's no big deal. I'm just getting 10 more minutes of extra sleep. No, you're not. You're subconsciously choosing 10 more minutes of interrupted sleep over getting up and dominating life, dominating business, living your purpose.
If you want to be great, you want to be bad, ever at what you do, you're going to be misunderstood by everybody because you're going to be so fucking obsessed and so driven to get there. That's what it takes. But if you want to go to that edge where people do not like you, don't understand you, question everything you do, you've arrived. When you are misunderstood to the point where people think you're psycho and you're nuts and you're this and that, why are you in the gym at 1 o'clock in the morning? You just got to doing an op for 13, 14 hours after Ranger School, man, at the gym. What's wrong? You will never understand what is wrong with me because I'm in the right fucking spot. When people don't understand you anymore, you're in that spot of obsession and drive. I became obsessed. With being the bad fucker that God ever created. Am I that? I don't care. I believe it. And I was trying to tell him, once you become obsessed with something, it's okay to be unbalanced for a while. It's okay. Don't be all this stuff people say. You got to be balanced. To be the best in the world at what you do. Come up being a Navy SEAL, people. The best at what you do, you have to be unbalanced to find every bit of energy and strength that you have to pull it off. Then you get balanced once you become great. And then you help other people become better from you being the best in the world.
Yeah. I don't care how good you are in anything. You don't have discipline, you ain't nobody.
Right.
Nothing without discipline. Because you give up on the slightest struggle without discipline. Your discipline is doing what you hate to do, but do it like you love it.
Practice and practice and practice. Practice makes what? Absolutely not. Dismantle that belief system. Practice makes improvement. You can always better your best. You can always go beyond anything that you have ever done. You'll never hit a state of perfection. You're always bigger than what you do. And so all you're looking for are new breakthroughs through practice and practice and practice. You'll get better and better and better.
Little victories add up, and that is what gives you then ultimately confidence.
I'm tired, dude. Why are you tired? Because tomorrow, I gotta do the shit again, man. Whatever the shit is sick to my stomach, it made me hurt. There's no ending. And that's the person I listen to. That's the person who's gained knowledge. You gain knowledge through suffering. And on the other end of suffering is a world that very few ever seen. It's a beautiful world.
I don't know what your future is, but if you're willing to take the harder way, the more complicated one, the one with more failures at first than successes, the one that has ultimately proven to have more meaning, more victory, more glory, then you will not regret it. Whatever you choose for a career path, remember the struggles along the way are only meant to shape you for your purpose.
We did not come this far to just break down and lose now. I'm a winner. I'm going to win.